Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. At the time I'm recording this video, both XRP and Bitcoin are right at their 24-hour low. Lots of people feeling hopelessness and despair, despite the fact that we are up dramatically from the bottoms of the FTX collapse. It's been fun for over a year watching crypto trend to the upside, but all it takes is a little pullback like this, and people lose their ever-loving minds. As is typically the case, because people gonna people. XRP getting as low as 59 cents. Bitcoin in the 65,000s right now. So here's the deal. Then we'll get into the nitty gritty here. But despite prices falling over the last couple days in particular, and certainly especially today, when you look at the historical context, how have cryptocurrencies, including XRP, behaved in moments that are very similar to this? What you'll find is that the moment we're in right now is still, roughly speaking, the moment that you should expect XRP to start going ballistic as soon as we're out of this temporary slide to the downside. That hasn't changed. That hasn't changed at all. And I'll share with you perspective from a few analysts specifically speaking about XRP with some other good stuff. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. At the time I'm recording this video, it is 6:29 p.m. Central Time, Saturday, March 16th, 2024. XRP hanging on for the moment to 60 cents, but you can see right before I started recording this, it did dip into the 59-cent zone. Here's the 24-hour low where I'm circling right now. You can see Bitcoin, $65,447. And so for the fun of it, for just a moment, if you care to look at the screen, I'll just flash back and forth between the 24-hour Bitcoin chart and the 24-hour XRP chart. You will notice that these two charts are basically the same chart. There's one sort of weird blip here where XRP spiked to 66 cents according to Lifecoin Watch anyway. That must just have something to do with the way that they collect the data. I don't know that was something, I don't know if that was a global phenomenon or not. Doesn't really matter, frankly. The point is, Bitcoin and XRP behaving the same as you would expect. And frankly, even though we don't like moves to the downside unless we're in accumulation mode, this should be reassuring in that XRP is not behaving any differently than it has for over a decade, which is to say, it moves with the broader crypto markets, and even in bull times, like, it's still doing it. If it weren't behaving the same, then I'd be alarmed, frankly. I'd be like, whoa, what's going on here? But XRP is doing exactly what we should expect it to. It's just that people don't like it when the price goes down and it makes them get a little bit nervous. And I understand all that. You put your real hard-earned money into it, and then especially if you're down, whether it's a little bit or you're below your entry point for the position, I get it. But just look at the data. Like, is there a reason to believe that there is actually something fundamentally wrong? And the answer is no. So nobody knows for sure what's going to happen when it comes to crypto price action, but I made my bet pretty public. I mean, I don't make specific price predictions, but to the upside, yes, number go up a lot from here. Full-blown alt season would be my guess. Here's a crypto fear and greed index at 81 out of 100, but it updates, so that's extreme greed, but it updates once every 24 hours, and it doesn't update again for another 28 minutes, so I won't, in this video, be able to share with you what it is, because this is not going to go another 28 minutes, or else I'm out my damn mind. But I'm guessing it's going to be a good bit lower. We might even slip from extreme greed into good old-fashioned greed, just regular greed. That isn't extreme. Ooh, gosh, getting a little nervous here, right? Here's a post from chart analyst Ali Martinez. As the Bitcoin bull run momentarily pauses, it's noteworthy that 21,401 Bitcoin have moved off crypto exchanges over the past week, and the network has welcomed 13 new whales, each holding over 1,000 Bitcoin. Now, my friends, the reason I'm highlighting this, in case it's not self-evident, is because this is not behavior that you would expect to see during a top. If we were topping out, Bitcoin would be flowing from self-custody, whale wallets, to exchanges so that they could sell it. That is what you would. That is not what's happening here. This is not a top signal. And why would it be a top signal? I mean, there's so much historic precedent indicating that, once Bitcoin hits a new all-time highs, it's a notable point of resistance, which is why, yeah, we've hit several new highs, but it's barely gotten a little higher each time, and then you've had these big pullbacks. But once it breaks, It really goes. Historically speaking, it goes on a rampage. So this might be one of the last times for those who wish to accumulate to be able to do so at some semblance of a discount, basically. Here's a post from analyst James Van Straten. He said, in the past 24 hours, we have seen 22,000 Bitcoin withdrawn from exchanges on a 1 hour resolution. So most likely withdrawal still coming through. And then he names some amounts from various exchanges. And then he says, thesis remains unchanged. Levered longs wrecked and lettuce hands panic. And that's exactly right. The people who play with fire, which is to say they're playing with leverage, they get burned. They lose. They get liquidated. They lose everything. And then the typical living retail speculators, they freak out. So they sell at a loss. It sucks to suck, right? And then the smart money does not behave like that. And so there are some retail speculators out there who are not going to behave like the typical living retail speculator, which is to say they're not going to follow one another off a cliff to their own demise. And those individuals tend to behave more like the whales out there. Behaviorally, they're similar. And there are regular humans out there that would be more along those lines. And I count myself among them. I don't do the panic selling. I just hold. I hold. Year after year after year. I've been holding for over 6 years. And I'm patient. I'm very happy right now. I'm having a good time in crypto. I'm not the least bit impatient. And that's the right mentality so far as I'm concerned. It's worked for me at least. And so you can see here, whales, again, just behaving differently. Here's a post from chart analyst Matthew Hyland. Any corrections/crashes should be embraced as an opportunity to gain exposure prior to all-time highs being broken for good. It's only time now. The craziness, euphoria, and crypto takeover will happen again, but we are not there yet, so there is still opportunity left. Yeah, and that's in line with what I was saying and thinking. For those that want to accumulate, it'll be viewed as an opportunity. And for anyone else, it's just be like, just wait until we continue to the upside. It's been a fun year so far, hasn't it? Is this ruining your time in crypto? Because if it is emotionally getting to you, just consume some more data and then recognize that it doesn't make sense to have silly emotions based on short-term price action. That would be my suggestion. I can't tell you what's right for you in terms of buying and selling, but in terms of getting your mind right, happy to speak about that and offer some suggestions there. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto, and this is from last night. He said, and this is about Bitcoin, he says, it just gets better and better. Open interest continues to decline after this whipsaw, funding almost flipping negative and perp premium continuing to decline. Can't help but think our bottom is in, and we simply fully retrace this move down from earlier today and continue up. And now I do have an update from this morning, and he still says, yes, move to the upside, but he has some additional clarity here, and he simply wrote, lower time frame price action overnight is looking a bit corrective, so think we may range for a couple days more before we are ready for the next impulsive leg. And so he still holds strong in his thesis, which he's had since 2019, actually. And for this particular moment in time, he's like, yeah, well, this is normal. And he's right. Historically, I've had a front row seat to this stuff for over 6 years, including, this is my third bull cycle. This is normal. This is to be expected. And he's just saying, yeah, this is why people like Credible Crypto can type this stuff so nonchalantly. They're just like, yeah, well, here's what's happening, and it's a thing, and okay, and then we go on with life, and it's fine. Because we know. And he's looking at the chart, so he's coming out from a little bit of a different perspective. But even if you're someone like me who isn't a chart guy, it's abundantly clear that these things are very normal. So when what we should expect happens, we shouldn't be scared by that. The trend is still up. Here's a post from chart analyst Mickey Bull Crypto. Altcoins market cap that excludes Bitcoin and ETH is perfectly reflecting the 2020 and 2021 alt season vibes. $3 trillion market cap is my projection for this cycle, which is 5x given the previous cycle data. Ignore the short-term noise and focus on the big picture. And that would be amazing. If you're talking about a 5x from that level from the last cycle, that means more than a fivefold increase for any given crypto, because when a coin goes, it's just a handful of coins at a time, not the whole market. So it's not just a fivefold increase for most of these coins. For a lot of them, it's going to be way bigger, 10, 20, 30, whatever it is. And for the micro and small caps, way bigger than that even though I don't really play with those. But then the money flows into other stuff. So that's why on the whole, at any given moment, if it looks like it's a 5x from there, that's an insane amount of money that flowed in. It's going to go insane. And so to think that a portion that's not going to touch XRP is insane to me. That makes not a damn bit of sense to me. XRP is just another crypto. When people start flooding money into crypto, it's not about fundamentals or anything at that point. It's about euphoria. It's about human behavior, and that's a huge part of what I'm counting on to achieve my life-changing wealth in XRP and also sorts of other coins. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just acknowledging this is how humans behave. That's been my part of my strategy since I jumped into crypto in 2017, for sure. And then there's this post from Cryptolica. He's showing an XRP NVIDIA chart, which is interesting. You don't see many people posting an XRP priced in NVIDIA chart, but I understand why he's doing it. It's because, NVIDIA, obviously, crazy tech stock, right? Been going on a rampage over the last year, broadly speaking. And crypto kind of follows that in a general sense. And so if XRP's priced lower than a tech stock, that's one more way of looking at this. Just like if you look at, and I might have a chart pulled up from him here too on this. Yeah, this is just an XRP crypto total market cap. Look at how dismal. It looks dismal on both fronts. But this has happened, look what he points out. Happened in 2017, 2021, and then it spiked up in both those instances. And here we are in 2024. What do you think's going to happen? Maybe it spikes up once the market rebounds? Duh. I mean, fine. Nobody knows for sure. What do you think is most probable? At least in terms of what's most probable, I can say, duh, I know what's most probable, though I can't say with certainty what's going to happen. I know for sure what's most probable. Look at the past. Duh. Not very difficult here, and people are freaking out, losing their damn minds. Like, people need to have more than zero chill. You know what I'm saying? Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender talking about XRP. So much noise from 75 to 65 cents. Like we had 64 to 54 cents a week back. Nothing changed. XRP is bullish on all time frames. Yes, it is at the moment, but I will say if Bitcoin keeps going down, it's going to drag XRP even further. And that's an if. You guys are future people. You know where the prices are sitting. I don't. You know more than me. But, to be clear, I won't freak out if this happens. But in terms of XRP on the weekly, might not be ideal. But, in terms of Bitcoin, not ideal for Bitcoin either. It wasn't if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the last weekly high over $69,000? Well, at this moment in time anyway, doesn't look like it's going to exceed that. So, and that's why I went back to it at the beginning of the video. That's why I flip back and forth, and I do this with some amount of regularity to just drive the point home. I show you XRP 24-hour chart, XRP, and then Bitcoin 24-hour chart, back and forth, back and forth. It's the same damn chart. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's almost the same damn play. It's like, because it's just in terms of the multiplier effect, that's what's different from coin to coin, because there's less money in XRP than Bitcoin. But that's why I like to have broad exposure, because you get various... there are a couple of reasons. So obviously different multiplier effects. It's good to have broad exposure just in case. What if there's a rug pull on a particular coin or some sort of defect that's found even a decade after its launch? You never know for sure technically. I don't think that's probable. Probably not going to happen. But still, there's that. And then also, as far as exiting from crypto positions, to me, it makes sense to have a bunch of different cryptocurrencies so that you're not panicking trying to get out of one position all at once, because when coins go, whew, I mean, especially if you think about XRP, when it hit its all-time high, it ran to its all-time high in about 2.5 weeks. But if you're talking about having broad exposure with a bunch of different coins, rather than having a critical 2.5 week period, and then that's what you have to have all of your focus on if you're, like, say you were an actual XRP maximalist, that's all you held, which is ridiculous if anyone's doing that. If you have a bunch of exposure with a bunch of different coins, you don't have to worry about that. Because if you have an alt season going for a span of months, say it's 4, 5, 6 months, whatever it ends up being, you're going to have different coins pop off at different times. It's going to be less stressful than trying to have a quick exit over a span of a couple weeks. So there are a lot of reasons that makes sense. But anyway, here's what Dark Defender had to say. Hi all, I am sharing the weekly time frame update with you. XRP is again forced to stay under 66.49 cents, vital for further moves. However, he is above the orange resistance and used here as support. We are bullish as long as XRP maintains the orange line, which is 58 cents. Okay, so at least at the moment I'm recording this, we're above that. 2, MACD is bullish in the daily, weekly, and monthly frames. Ichimoku indicator is bullish for the daily and weekly, will be bullish for monthly above $1.88. The Heiken Ashi candles, based on moving averages, are bullish. So considering the above conditions, I trust XRP stays above the orange support and closes the weekly candle above 64.62 cents. Minor resistance first, then 66.49 cents. The structure is squeezed between the support and above resistance, which will lead XRP to touch 77 cents to $1 soon. And so nothing's really changed there, and we are safely above that support, at least at the time I'm recording this. but not as high as he was hoping, at least at the time I'm recording this. There's not much time for that to change. And then there's this post from chart analyst Greg Crypto. XRP Bulls next task update. As anticipated, XRP has revisited the bouncy bounce range. That's a fun name. You can see, for those of you looking at the screen, it's roughly around 65 cents right here. And he says, as illustrated in the updated chart below, the next task for the bulls is crucial. They must either initiate a bounce from the target levels or prepare for a potential revisit of the Fib 382 level, which is 60 cents, which could manifest as a wick. And folks, that's pretty much where we are right now. XRP Army, stay steady, ignore these minor fluctuations, keep your focus on the bigger picture, prepare for the potential of reaching life-changing double-digit price targets. And so, to sum it all up, nothing has changed. The opportunity in crypto is still here. We're still very obviously in a bull market. There are not indications from any analyst that I think is respectable and followed that this is some sort of top for the cycle. No, absolutely not. It's an opportunity for those who want to accumulate in all likelihood, and that's pretty much it. And then we just sit tight and wait and get life-changing wealth by doing absolutely nothing. It's the most beautiful thing in the world, folks. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.